Attitude is everything, from the womb to the tomb, from the day you came to this world. Consciously, unconsciously, you started showing attitude. How do you know a child that is not contented? A child that is crying? A child that is always frowning? I remember some years ago, I saw a baby. That boy cannot be up to 9 months. Frowning. His forehead is squeezed with frown. I had to move to the mother. I said, can you tell me the circumstances that surrounded the birth of this boy? And he said, I was raped. I did everything to abort this baby. I could not abort the baby. And today, everywhere I go, people notice that she frowns. Because carrying that baby for 9 months, for me was pain, shame, torture. I can't explain, ma. That is my story. From the womb, the boy picked rejection, being abandoned, being hated, not wanted. And the boy is not up to 6 months. That baby is not 6 months. It was going to be 6 months. That month, I met the mom. And the mom said her story. The boy's attitude showed that something is wrong inside. Attitude is like a perfume. It's like a fragrance. People smell it. Your attitude determines your altitude. Your attitude determines your heightitude. People grow up struggling with their images, their attitude because of what has happened to them. And if you have been listening to me in all these platforms, I always say, you need to understand the dynamics of tracing it, facing it, erasing it, and replacing it. My name is Olufunke Adetuberu. This is Straight Talk on Blast FM 98.3. On behalf of Dr. Yinka Ifele, I welcome you to Straight Talk with Olufunke on Blast FM. It's a straight talk, and I'm sure everybody's heart is up when I started at that pace, because attitude is everything. People have missed a lot in life because of attitude, and a lot of things contribute to our attitude, and that's what I want to be talking about today. A lot of things. For that 6-month-old baby, the mother got pregnant by rape. She couldn't abort the baby. So I'm sure she must have cried every day for that 9 months. She said, I could not abort the baby. I tried everything. The baby did not die, and it didn't come down. She said, I spotted for 5 months. And when I gave birth to the baby, everything is intact. Sometimes life is not fair. I say that a lot, and I'm very intentional about it. Life is not fair. Sometimes you can't explain life, as you cannot explain God. When I say life and God, I know what I'm saying. You can't explain divinity, and you cannot explain evil. That's why may God just turn the good side to all of us. Because it's the side he wants you to know about him that you will know. You can't query him. You can't question him. You can't ask him, why did you do that? Who does that with his creator? Who can battle with the Lord? I say nobody. Life is sometimes amazing. And that's why it's always good to pray that God make the best out of my life. No matter what it is, no matter the situation and the circumstances, let my mess become a message. Let my mess become my mandate. Let my mess become my ministry. Allow me to talk back. Give me words to say. Whatever the situation I find myself, just help me to come out stronger, better, not bitter. A lot of things makes people to lose their self-belief and confidence. when things happens to them that they did not plan. Nobody plans evil. Nobody is expecting any day of evil, but there is always an evil day. That evil day that comes, it comes to do so many things with a man's life. It comes to test you. It comes to strengthen you. It comes to weigh you. Adversary is not bad. Pain makes you to run. Challenges are for champions. Have you ever sat down to ask yourself, why was a man, had a dream, had a vision, saw stars, and suddenly the next point of call was a pit? Before he knew it, it was a slave house. He became a slave man. Before Jack Robinson, he became a prisoner for years, at least 2 years. Such a person will ask questions. Why? What happened? That is what challenges does to us. Listen to me. Most of the things that happens to a man, I'm talking about attitude here, and I'm looking at self-belief. When life hits you, don't head it. It's madness. Don't chest it. It's blood pressure. The belief you have in yourself will help you to walk over it. But listen, because I'm the preacher of emotional baggages, psychological issues, I'm not going to talk as a motivational speaker. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a counselor. I'm a therapist. I am a person that looks into things intricately. I look into things deeply. I have the nickname. You know it is the nickname, not even a. It has become the nickname. Trace it, face it, erase it, and start replacing it. If you can't trace it, you can't face it. You have to get to the root, the foundation, whatever it is that is underneath, to be able to have self-belief. The things that messes up our self-belief, self-trust, is what happens to us in life. You cannot be raised by parents that would make you feel you are an idiot, you are good for nothing, you don't have potentials, you don't have ability, you don't have anything. They never believed in your powers, in your vision, in your potentials. They don't believe you have anything to offer. If you are raised by such a parent, there is no way you will believe in yourself. You need to get into therapy, get into counseling, and start dealing with those things that have crouched you, put you on a mental, emotional, psychological wheelchair. A lot of people are walking, they are running, they have their 2 legs, they have their 2 hands, but they are emotionally, psychologically, mentally crippled. When you are like that, it will affect your good attitude. It will affect your character. It will affect your disposition to life. It will affect how you are seeing things. You see things in the light of who you are. You see things in the light of your self-belief. Everybody sees things from their own perspective. That's why I tell people, headache is peculiar to the owner. People cannot see things anyhow. People cannot look at things from a good light. People cannot see things from the light of the truth if they cannot deal with their baggages, things that has happened to them, things that went wrong with them. God, man, has to come to a place where they can sit down, analyze things, and get into a place where they can be free, so that their attitude, their character will be a fragrance of a good ointment. A fragrance of a good ointment. Because people don't understand, they don't know that life is beyond I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a boy, I'm a girl. Life is not physical. It's not this skin and the flesh that you are touching. Life is your soul. Life is your mind. Life is your spirit. If you don't deal with those things that are sitting in your life, making you to react, to act, to behave, to talk, to do things, you will just be a waster of resources. When I say resources, you will miss opportunities, you will miss privileges, you will miss good relationship, you will not be connected. I'm saying this today is a straight talk. That's why I'm straight. I'm not trying to mix words or miss words. When I start mixing words or mixing words, it will not make sense in this episode. I have been able to sit down to study human nature from day one of life. When you landed on this earth and your parenting is chaotic, just know that you have a lot to settle. Whether you are from a monogamous home or a polygamous home, or you lost your parents, anything that happens to you at the first few years of your life determines what happens to you in the area of believing yourself or not believing yourself. I remember there's a particular man that sells balloons besides the beach. He had a lot of colors: green, purple, yellow, white, red, pink. What he does is, every time he blows the balloon to the roof, he blows the balloon to the roof. And when he blows the balloon to the roof, people will come and buy. Everybody will buy. We have good colors, good colors. The moment he knows that his sales is going down, he will blow everything again to the air. It will attract children, adults. They will move closer. They will buy. So that's what he does to sell. So one day, he has blown all the balloons, different colors: black, red, green, purple. Blew them. People came and bought. So a little boy asked a question. That particular day, he did not blow the black balloons, the dark colors, the black precisely. So a little boy now asked him and said, "Hello, uncle, can this black balloon," he's a white child, "can this black balloon go up like that?" And the uncle said, yes, let me blow it. And he blew it, and the black balloon went up. I'm sure the guy just felt, oh, let me answer this guy, this boy. You know what he said? He said, it is not the balloon that goes up. It is what is inside that balloon that makes it to go up. So the color does not make a difference. And the way we have been treated in Africa, in our culture, has made us to believe that black is synonymous to lack. Has made us to believe that we cannot become anything. Do you know that every potential that a white man has, we have the same? Pinch a white man, he will bleed. Pinch a black man, he will bleed. It shows that it is not the color, is what is inside. And that thing that is inside started from our day one in life. Parenting determines our self-belief, meaning that the ability to have confidence in your abilities and strengths will take you further and further in life. Too many people have had their destiny truncated because they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in their vision. People have told them, you are good for nothing, you can't achieve anything, who has done it before? Hey, for the fact that nobody has done it before, it does not mean you cannot do it. Let me give you a story of a young lady. I love to tell stories. A young lady, virgin, kept herself, godly girl, religious. And one day, she just saw an angel. Behold, blessed are you amongst women. The angel of the Lord will come on you. You will be this, you will be that, you will be great. Promised her what she did not see. And she said, let it be unto me according to what you have said. What gave that girl that value? A young girl, age 14, told me in London, she said, I was in school today and all my mates, all my friends were saying, what is wrong with you? You don't allow us to touch you. You don't allow us to have sex with you. What is the problem? They were just intimidating her. And she knew that all her friends, 14 in London, you don't know the system. They give children protective condom. They even have children's condom, but that's not for today. So she just stood up and looked at them and said, all of you, you are loose. You have become bad girls, but for me, I will keep my virginity. And all of you cannot be like me again. I am different. What is the difference between the lady that said, let it be unto me according to your word, and the lady that said, you cannot be like me. All of you have been disvirgined. I'm still a virgin. What is the difference? Parenting. What could have kept a girl at that age to be engaged to a man and never had a premarital sex? Why? What would have made a 14-year-old girl, when the parents are there with her and they said, and her friends and her mates were trying to intimidate her, tell her you're a bad girl, you are this, you are that, we don't want you, you are not in our clique, we don't like you, you are not doing what you are doing. And she stood up and said, excuse me, all of you have been disvirgined, you are useless. For me, I'll keep myself. You can't be like me again. They've taken your flower away. What gave her that guts? Parenting, upbringing, management made her to believe in herself, have confidence in herself. If you see people that misbehave, act funny, it's a sign that they were not raised well. Anytime a child is not well raised by dysfunctional parents, parents, mother, daddy that are not emotionally matured, that throw temper tantrums on them, shout, yell, not knowing the personality of the child, not knowing the temperament of the child, not knowing who that child is, and you just mess up the emotional life of that child. The first thing that crushes that child, put that child on a mental, emotional, psychological wheelchair, is self-doubt. They don't have self-esteem. They lose their confidence. They lose everything. They are not okay. They are not working well. They are not mixing well. So they don't even believe in their ability. I asked somebody today, I said, why on earth would Michael Jackson change his face and wanted to change his features. Parenting, he had father's issue. Wilson Houston was on drugs, despite the fact that she was a celebrity. You know how many people, when Michael Jackson gets to the stadium, people will faint. Yeah, you yelling, excited. This was a celebrity of his generation. Till tomorrow, Michael Jackson, his albums are still putting money in some places. But he was not happy with who he is. His self-belief was not there. He did not have confidence even in his achievements, because when he was growing up, his father never believed in him. Having father's issues, parental issues, messes up your self-belief, and it distorts your attitude and character. I had a lot of women crying multiple times. I don't like myself. When I am in a place, people don't like me, I shout, I fight, I react, I do things, I say things. You cannot but trace it to the root of your foundation, where you are coming from. Who dropped you on a wheelchair? One young man, the meaning of his name was the one that destroys shame. They gave birth to him. When they carried him and said, congratulations, he's a boy. Your name is the one that destroys shame. But when one broke out in the family, his nurse, your mother, your father, your nurturer, your nurse, dropped him. And as soon as he was dropped, he was crippled both feet. When he was called to come and eat at the king's table, what did he say? Who would have invited a dead dog like me? A human being was calling himself a dead dog. What happened? He could not believe in himself again. He has no confidence in his ability to be the one that would destroy shame. He doesn't believe in his strength anymore. And his progress was hindered. Despite the fact that he was given an opportunity to stand and be on the same dining table with the king went to battle. The person that was kept divinely, that he took over his business, all his staff members, everything. The only thing he did not take was his wife. He wasn't proactive. He was not active. He was not proactive. He doesn't have good attitude. To an extent that the person that he took over from still took everything away from him. It's Mephibosheth I'm talking about. David went to the battlefield when Mephibosheth was supposed to have taken charge. What are we going to give to the king? Oh yeah, all of you. He has 38 staffs. Go and do this. Go and cook this. When you see a man with a bad attitude that has no self-confidence, self-belief, is a sign that something is wrong. They cannot think until you shout at them, you talk at them, can't you think? And such people, they operate lower. They become lower. They achieve lower than their expectations. That is where the problem is. And I'm putting it to you out there today. You need to sit down and ask yourself, I have ability, I have potentials, I have what it takes to become a voice in my field, in my life. I have what it takes to become a voice to be reckoned with. But lo and behold, what's going on? You have to travel in broad, probe yourself and ask yourself questions and tell yourself, for this reason, for this particular reason, I must trace the root of my self-doubt, self-unbelief, being handicapped, being stuck in life, not being able to be proactive, to be dynamic. People have to push you, and it's not that you don't have it, but your self-belief has been crushed because of who you are. And one of the things that such people do is to start medicating their wound. This is not what your creator wants for you. They start medicating their womb. They start telling themselves, I'm not good, I'm bad, I don't have what it takes. The best thing for me to be on drugs. The best thing is for me to start, sleeping around. Believing in yourself is the best gift you can give to yourself. Life is too short to keep giving excuses. I've seen people that the moment anything happens, they are always sitting down to tell themselves 1,001 reasons why they can't do it. When it comes to excuses, the world is full of amazing investors. They will say, I can't do it. This cannot be done. And the reason, my father, my mother, my uncle, somebody that was dear to my life, that we are blood related, let me put it that way, told me there is not somebody like me they are looking for in London. I'm talking about almost 35 years or 40 years experience. Instead of me to start crying, they don't want to help me, throwing a pity party, telling myself my life has finished, story. I just told her, I said, hear me. I'm tempted to tell you how that person is to me, but I'm not going to say it. I said, hear me. One day in that London, I'll be preaching. And when I finish, you will want to see me and the protocol will not allow you. And it happened. Years after, I had two choices to give an excuse. They are not helping people. They don't want to make you great. The family, the friend, the whatever, start complaining, get so bitter, so unforgiving, squeeze my face, have ulcer, have cancer. I didn't press the pit. I pressed the palace. I pressed the penthouse. I didn't throw a pity party. If you throw a pity party, I'm not going to attend. You are not in the pit. Don't let people pity you. I just told myself, I'm going to be great. I had this mentality, this attitude of success, and I believe in what is put on the inside of me. I believe in my potentials. I believe in my ability. I believe in my capability. Stop spending the half of your year telling everybody and complaining, explaining, complaining, giving alibi. Don't. Start looking inward and start telling yourself, I can be the best of myself. I can completely be what I'm destined to become. One thing about self-doubt is the foundation. I've said it before, is the foundation. But my background should not put my back on the ground. My foundation, my upbringing should not stunt my growth. I was telling a lady recently, I said, you are being spiritual, spirit. You are not dealing with your baggages. You are becoming a spiritual addict. And it will not last. Because as a woman, she's a lady. As a woman, by the time you get pregnant, that your spirituality will first of all scatter because of hormonal changes. Then the man that has married you, has seen you as spirikoko, will now realize that, hey, this one is not spiritual. So be a balanced person. Deal with your baggages. Start from looking at your life traveling abroad. Know where you have been dropped. Know what dropped you. Know what puts you emotionally, mentally, psychologically on a mental, emotional, psychological wheelchair. Just know it. When you know it, you start dealing with it. And that's why my name, otherwise known as trace it, face it, embrace it, erase it, and start replacing it. If you can't face it, you can't embrace it. If you can't embrace it, you can't erase it. If you can't erase it, you will not become what you are destined to become. You trace it, embrace it, face it, erase it, and start replacing it. I am saying this because I've seen a lot of potentials. I've seen a lot of people that has that ability, but self-doubt has truncated their beautiful, colorful future. And today, have you noticed that most people, it's not everybody that is great. I mean great. And do you know that the cloud is not limited? The sky is not limited. There's no limitation out there. But what has limited a lot of people is their baggages, where they are coming from. There's something in their conscious and their subconscious mind that this cannot be done. Nobody has done it before. It can't be achieved. It's not possible. And because of that set mind, their life is pegged. They are not really believing in their potentials, their ability. Hear me. The best of you is yet to come. The greatest part of your life is about to emerge. You are evolving. You are coming out. Believe in that. Accept that. Remember the balloon that I just told you? The black balloon. It's not the color of the balloon that put it on the floor. It is the air that will make it go up. Breathing air. Breathing great air. Breathing fresh air. Breathing supernatural air. Put everything inside. I remember several years ago, I read the story of a man who had 6,000 demons, legion. Hey, I stood from my study that day and I said, if a man can have that capacity of having a legion in herself, 6,000 spirits, I can build my capacity larger and bigger than a legion. I started growing and I'm still growing. I'm still buying books. I'm still buying books. I'm still buying books. Because it is what the bird eats that makes the bird to fly. It is what the bird eats that builds the self-esteem of that bird. You can't open your mouth and be chewing air. An empty mouth does not make noise. You must eat. I tell people, I said, personally, I don't read to preach. When I'm talking, I'm belching. I've taken so much. There was a day I recorded. Please follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube. Go and listen to wisdom in all aspects of life. Come and go and enjoy great things that will rejuvenize, reactivate, re-energize your soul on those platforms. Because hear me, the more, I used to say, let me say it here again. If you have a laptop or an iPad, well, let me use laptop or a desktop that is acting funny because of virus, is slow, is crashing your hard drive, you put your USB there, is bringing out, it's messing your work up. You have two options. It's either you put antivirus or you reformat the whole laptop. Some of us, the baggages we are bringing from a dysfunctional background, you are raised by parents that are toxic, you are raised by parents that are not emotionally matured, you've seen a lot of conflict, you were rejected, you feel abandoned, Nobody is there for you. You have to figure out your life. Nobody cares whether you are happy, whether you are sad. Nobody is reading your mood. Nobody is reading your feelings. Nobody understands you. So your life is full of virus. You are infected. It's like COVID. What would you do? You start reformatting your life depending on the load that you are carrying emotionally, psychologically, and mentally. If you can't do that, that's your programming, your iPad or your laptop and desktop. I don't want to use iPad because some of them are they've done a lot of work avoiding any form of virus and all. But for a desktop, for a laptop, it could be, if you are not careful, you will lose your program, you will lose your data, you will lose everything you have put on that laptop or desktop if you don't put antivirus or you don't quickly take everything out, put it on another hard drive. If you are computer literate, you understand what I'm saying. Then make a decision to put it back and reformat it, or else the same thing applies to your soul. It applies to your ability to have self-belief, because a lot of people that you are seeing out there that are on drugs, they're asking themselves, they can't answer. People are asking them questions they can't answer. It is this baggage that has made them to disbelieve themselves. They don't believe in their ability. They don't believe in their potentials. They don't believe in what can come out of them. And when people don't have self-belief, the next thing is, let me put it in a practical way. A girl believes that she does not deserve the best. What will she do? She will open up to a tout, a drunkard, a drug addict, somebody that will be beating her. She'll be comfortable in that beating. I've seen people like that. They are relationship addicts. They are beating them. You are not properly married though, but beating comes up almost every time. And you feel comfortable. You just say, well, it doesn't matter. He has anger problem. He really loves me. He's just not perfect. Yay. Or on the person WhatsApp story, on the person's Facebook, you have all the chat of different women and you are still there. You are comfortable there. It's a sign that something is wrong with you somewhere. I can't imagine a woman that has dignity and honor, that has value and has virtue, that believed in herself, will condescend to a man that you will know 5 of his girlfriends and you still go to the altar or to the court with that person to get married to you. You already know that you're already on a time bomb. You're already on an explosive bomb. You know that this thing cannot work. But because you don't have self-worth, you don't have self-belief, you don't believe that you deserve anything better than that, you consent. You go into such relationship. And going into that kind of relationship becomes a thing of permanent pain. Oh my goodness. I've seen people that when they met each other, the guy was good, but the woman is not good. Vice versa. When I say not good, I don't want to say people are not good. What I'm saying is that the person is not good for you. It's not good for him. It's not good for her. But because of this lack of self-belief, this statement that has been made, the things you've been through, what has been said, put you in a level of a dead dog. A prince said he's a dead dog because of what life has thrown at him. Now listen, there's a way you get yourself out and build yourself back. It's by knowledge. It's by knowledge. It's by knowledge. By knowledge you are delivered. There's no shortcut to freedom. It's like you want to eat. You have to eat food. If you don't eat, they will take you to the hospital, they will give you drip. You can't survive without food. No one can survive without knowledge. Knowledge is freedom. Knowledge is deliverance. Right knowledge is freedom. Right knowledge is deliverance. See, I had to lift my voice higher because I know what it means when you are perpetually living in ignorance. You don't know anything. You are just there. I don't want to use the word daft, but you are just there. Hear me. If you are struggling with pornography and you are masturbating, send me a text right away. I'm tired. I want to be free. I have arranged a solution to anyone that works just like that as I'm tapping my fingers. For freedom, watching pornography, masturbating becomes a thing of the past. Just send me a text now. I'm tired of watching pornography. I'm tired of masturbating. That knowledge will set you free. Listen to me. There is nothing that is wrong with you on this earth that has no solution. The only thing that has no solution is death. Shame is redeemable. Abandonment, there is restoration. Hey, rejection only affects your feelings, not your future. What again? Nothing. Nothing truncates the life of a man than ignorance. Ignorance is a killer disease. You don't believe there is a life wire somewhere. You now put your hand there. What happens? You are shocked and you are electrocuted. That's it. It's not rocket science. It's 1 + 1 + 1. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. That's the way it is. Hear me and hear me profoundly. Send me a text right away. I'm tired of these baggages of I watch pornography. I masturbate 24/7. It has to stop. If you don't stop, it will stop you. It will stop your relationship. It will stop your joy. It will stop your happiness. It will stop your progress. When you are addicted to sex, your brain has been hijacked. You can't be productive. It affects your productivity. It affects your makeup. It affects your life. It affects everything about you. Hear me clearly. The number to text to tell me I'm tired, I can't continue like this, is 080 232 42389. That is the number to reach out to me. Simple statement. I'm tired of watching pornography. I'm tired of masturbating. Do you know that in the next few days, we are entering into a new year? And you have been on this thing for a very long time. Somebody said, is masturbation a sin? Is watching pornography a sin? I said, well, if you can get to your office, all of your staffs are seated in the office. I said, oh, hello, everybody. Good morning. How are you doing today? I hope everything is fine. Do you know something? Throughout the night, I was watching pornography and I was masturbating. Can you say that? That's why I kept quiet. If you can't say it, then your conscience tells you you are not doing the right thing. So you are guilty, you are ashamed. If you find yourself in that place, it affects your self-belief. It affects your character. It affects your attitude. A lot of people that you see out there that misbehaves, it's guilty conscience that is killing them. They wake up in this circle of shame and guilt. Shame and guilt. Shame and guilt. Just in that circle. And help is available. Help is available. I've handled thousands of people that are free from these chains and shackles. It's a program that will help you to be permanently okay. And you too, you become a wounded healer. You start helping others to be free. You know, sexual struggle is not like cigarettes. It's not like alcohol. It's not like any other addiction that you can see. If somebody is drunk now, the person will be staggering everywhere. If somebody is on drugs, you will notice he will start saying nonsense, start talking out of order. But if somebody is struggling with sexual struggle, nobody sees it, nobody notices it. It's like you fart under the duvet. You are smelling yourself and you are feeling bad about yourself. Do yourself a favor. Reach out for help. Don't end 2024 in this bondage. Don't. I will not advise you to do that. Help is available. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for reaching out for help. You are sick as your secret. Anything you cover will keep decaying. You need to feel the breath of fresh air in 2024. And I did this for you. Fully packaged information on how to be free from watching pornography and masturbating. A lot of people have their belief about it, but I've told you, if your conscience is telling you, it's problem, oh, I can't continue, oh, then seek help. Get help. Let me say this finally. If you're a lady 18 and above, the training school for women, we are resuming on the 20th of January 2024. Another package for women from 18 to 90. From the womb to the tomb, a woman is still walking. I said womb, you know why? Because a woman slept in the womb of a woman. And because you slept in the womb of a woman, you continue to walk. If they now give birth to you like this as a woman, the first thing is, welcome to the world of work. So you cannot afford not to keep your life together in 2024. So the Women Training School resumes. This is the 54th set of the Women Training School. We've graduated women in thousands. Come and step into a new year with knowledge. You will walk shouldered high. You will walk as if you are proud. Because if you don't know better, you won't live better. Wow, this is another call to Macedonia. Help me to help this woman. We cannot afford to continue to have children losing their lives into the hand of predators because life has dealt with their parents badly. Please listen to this voice note and assist the woman.
I listened to your program and I need help. By next year, March 27, about 26 or 27 will be, if I check my calendar, it will be 10 years that their father died. And then I'm struggling alone, although I see help from God. I see help from God. I can't rely on God. For now, I don't have anywhere to stay. So I have to go and sport with you said maybe my husband-in-law like that. So in this, where I go school, this man's son is a gay. So I'm just managing to push on the way I push. So last week, my daughter called me, that girl is 13 years, in JSS3. She called me, Mommy, Daddy was touching my breast, touching my daughter, put his tongue inside my mouth. The thing really showed me, I could not sleep. So I now would, and I cannot stand accusing the man because I don't have anywhere to stay. So I need help. I need somebody to help me. If they give me money to just rent one room for these 2-3 children, their elder sister is doing final year in university. While the girl is 12 years, I have a boy last born with 10 years. I have another boy, the big one, that I told, please, what God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, it was something that we saw. So please, the boy should not influence you to do that. So I need help. I need serious help. I don't need much money. If you just give me money for me to rent a room, I don't mind. I work in the small as a security. These my children, I park, we are now in Okeado. The late wife with my husband, they are cousin. But that late wife has died, is dead. My husband is there, but he now marry another woman. I did not have anywhere to go. That's why I now go and score with the children because they have 2 rooms. This face me as like we stay up, we stay down with the children. So I just need just a room. I'm okay with the children. Please, ma.
If you are convinced and you have compassion and empathy to help this woman, send a text to me on 080-232-42389, 080-232-42389. Save another life, save another woman. On behalf of Dr. Yinka Joy-Laifele, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone that has listened to me. I came with a lot of low voice today because I know the weight of what I'm saying. When it comes to attitude, belief, self-worth is very deep. I can't even express it alone in this episode, but I know I've been able to do justice. My number, if you have any challenges, is to reach out to me on that same number, 080-232-42389. I'll see you next week.